What's going on, guys? Out here on at the Flatwood Trails here in New Tampa. Brought my one wheel today. I haven't been getting in as much as rides as much as I'd like. I've been really busy, but honestly I think I only have like 3 miles on the one wheel. So from that last video you guys saw, I've just taken a couple of, a few minutes around the house, and that's been about it. So we'll see how it goes today. I'm still learning how to get on and ride this thing. I thought I'd make a little video and bring you guys along and keep just sharing my one wheel journey with you guys. So let's go. Also, you guys, I brought these JBM pads on Amazon. I've used them a few times. I can't say if they're really good or not because I haven't had any falls, thank God. But I am wearing this until I get more confident on this board. It brings the elbow pads and the knee pads, and it also brings the wrist guards, but I'm using the ones that I showed you in my first video, the sword. I like these because they're not so like closed, and I can also keep my watch on. If you're interested in checking them out, I'll link them down below for you guys to check out. Those will be affiliate links, but yeah, I'm gonna try to take care of myself as much as I can before I not wear these, and I might just keep wearing them, who knows. Couple things, guys. I've really banged this up. I know these are built like tanks and all, but I don't know, got these nice little scrapes there really easily from my first ride. I felt like I really screwed the board up, but hopefully this will live up to what they say. These are tanks, right? We'll see. See, I got that 3 miles on there. I don't know if you guys can see. Well, that didn't go too well there. Shit. I don't know what's going on, man. This thing, you lean back to slow down and it doesn't slow down. So I don't know, foot placement maybe. I hate that I'm having such a hard time catching on to this, but I almost ate it there. Also, I'm wearing these Nikes today just because I was gonna go shoot some hoop, and I feel like I have way better control than my Vans for some reason. These are high tops. Let me know in the comments if shoes really have to do with how these boards ride. I've just been on it for about 2 minutes. I changed my stance, or the way I place my feet. I'm now placing my front foot a little forward, and I feel like that's working better for me as well. I had my first nosedive. Thank God I landed here in the grass. I took that curve over there, and I don't know, the nose started to lift up. I think that was pushback, but I wasn't even going fast, so I'm not sure what the hell happened there. I know I couldn't. I kept riding to see if I can gain control, but as you guys just saw there in that clip, I lost control and I flew off. I got scared for a quick moment there because my chest right here kind of hurts, and it cracked when I landed. I landed on my left shoulder. I tried to do that rollover to break the fall apart, but it just happened so fast. So I'm gonna put the camera away for a while because I need to focus on learning how to ride this before I should be making videos. I will check back with you in a little bit though. I'm gonna keep riding. All right, let's ride. I've been playing around with different feet positions on here, and I found that scooting my back foot, letting my heel hang a little bit, and having it a little bit, my toes a little bit closer to the wheel, and then my front foot, I just have it right there like that, kind of balanced a little bit on both sides. I just feel like I have more control of the board like that. So I'm just kind of playing around with it, but this is by far the best it's felt for me. and in my experience, in my short experience riding the Onewheel. So I totally ate it earlier, and I figured out what happened. I'm using the red line profile, which is the lowest one or the slowest one. I think the max speed is 12 miles an hour. And what happened was I was getting pushback, and I already was aware of pushback. I just didn't think about how fast I was going. It didn't feel fast to me, but it seems like that's what happened because the nose was up and I kept going fast. So that's trying to tell me to slow down. And I tried to slow down, but because of the way I had my feet placed on the board, I wasn't, what I thought was I was leaning or putting pressure towards the back to slow down wasn't enough. And so that's why I started playing around with the different, feet position here on the board. So I think that's what happened. Lesson learned. Again, I have the back foot hanging a little bit, and the front is kind of even on both, kind of facing forward, both. And so this way I totally feel like I have more control of the board this way. You know, it just kind of feels more familiar to me from when I ride my skateboard. Like I have more control, I can carve better. And so right now I'm slowing down, you see, no issue slowing down. I want to speed up. I'm speeding up, I lean a little forward. It's all about having, it is a self-balanced board, but it's all about finding that balance where you can control forward and backwards and the speed you want to go, and if you want to slow down. So those are my tips. I'm not an expert, but as I learn, I'll try to share what I experience, and hopefully you'll find some value here and you'll be able to learn as well. I think I have better control. I just tried playing around with the different, having my heel closer to the wheel, my toes facing forward like that. I think it'll work a little bit better for me. And as soon as you take off, you can automatically feel the front like you're steering better. So this is what's working for me. I'm not saying this is the best way or the only way. Don't get it twisted. It's just me trying to help. For those that have also started off with the Onewheel for the first time. And what I've been doing is just slowly riding up and down, carving a little bit to get, to learn how to control the board, and slowing down more importantly. I turned off simple stop, and I'm trying to get the whole heel to front to stop the board, but that hasn't really worked out very well for me. All right guys, just pulled over to get a little bit of water here. Take a quick breather. What I did was I switched over to Pacific X, and on this profile, the Pacific X, it says here, is designed to flow in every situation, loose and buttery. Pacific combines high levels of carvability with the smooth power you need. And the max speed on that is 18 miles an hour. I'm not trying to go fast, obviously, but I did find it easier to ride, I guess, with the nose going up a tad bit, because I did feel like on Redwood I was having a hard time getting my nose to balance for some reason, but it just might be me, the way I'm my stance. But like I said, it's a work in progress. I'm learning here. And an update on my ribs. I think I bruised my ribs here, or inner part of my my ribs. It's a little bruise. I don't think it's cracked or anything like that or fractured, but it does feel a little achy. So after that water break, I ended up riding a total of about 14 miles. It was a nice ride. I was building up my confidence. I was feeling really good. With about 6 miles to go, I had a really nasty fall. I ended up falling on my shoulder again. I ride regular, so I fell the same way, but this time was on concrete, and I really hurt myself there on the second fall. That night I ended up going to urgent care. Well guys, I just ate it again. I'm all right though. Okay guys, oh my God, it hurts so bad to hold the phone. Update, I'm at the urgent care. I decided to come. The pain in my chest is really bad. With 6 miles to go, I was really banged up, and the rest of the ride I was really weak and hurt. So I ended up jumping off. I'd ride for a little bit and jump off. I'd ride for a little bit and jump off, and my board ended up getting really banged up. It's really scraped up really bad. And it was not from the accident. It was more for me doing this jumping off and on. My legs were really weak and tired. So I'm going to share with you guys a couple of lessons I learned here. Number one, invest in some protective gear. Get yourself a helmet. For sure, get a helmet. Elbow pads, knee pads, and wrist guards are a great investment for this one wheel. I don't care if you're a seasoned rider or not. I recommend it. Anybody could fall, and one wheels aren't your regular old skateboard, because I went into this thinking, because I have experience riding skateboards, that it was going to be about the same thing. It's a totally different monster, so keep that in mind. Protect yourself at all times. And number two, respect the pushback. Not that I didn't respect it. It's more like respect it, recognize it, learn when it's actually giving you pushback. For me, I found it a little difficult. I wasn't really aware of what was going on. More importantly, learn to lean back in order to slow down. My mistake on this day was I was just pressing harder on my back foot, thinking that that would slow it down. I wasn't actually shifting my weight a little bit back to slow the board down. So make sure you know when you're having pushback and how to slow down immediately, because if you don't, you're going to ride through it and you're going to nosedive and you're going to eat it just like I did in this video. And it's not fun, guys. You can get really hurt. So be careful. My number three recommendation is read the manual. Should be probably the number one, but anyway, read your manual, learn everything about the board before you ride. I did all the research I could, except I did not know that when you're in redwood, that you still get pushback. For some reason, I related that to like a beginner mode, which it's not. It's just more limited on the speed when you're riding in redwood. Make sure that you understand how pushback works. It works on every profile. And I was thinking, well, you know, it's like a beginner mode, so I won't get any pushback there. So on my first fall, I was in redwood, and that's what I showed you guys earlier. I automatically flew off and hurt myself there. And I actually didn't learn that until I watched the video after the fact on the app, the pushback video that they have on the app, or it's on their YouTube channel as well. But in the manual, it doesn't specifically say, hey, you know, pushback will work on these profiles. So I didn't know that. Number four would be find your feet position, the best one that you feel more comfortable and relaxed riding with. Practice like I showed you guys here earlier. Try different feet position, and find the one that, you know, like I said, is best for your comfort level and gives you that confidence to ride. Okay, number five would be do not ride or go on a long ride like I did, 14-mile ride in the middle of nowhere where there's not a lot of people. Also, foot and leg fatigue is real with these boards. If you're not used to riding them like me, at the end of the ride, my legs were just giving in. And that's one of the reasons why I kept jumping off, because I could not stay on it. My legs were really tired. My chest was hurting, and I was all by myself out there. And I didn't have the strength to carry the board with 27 pounds for a good 5 to 6 mile walk back to my car. So I kept riding as much as I could in order to get out of there. So just keep that in mind. Don't go on these long rides, especially if you're a new rider like myself, and build your legs up. The more you ride, the more comfortable and the more you'll be able to build up your legs more on the one wheel. It's very important, and I'm still working on that. So those are my 5 tips, guys. So I hope you guys found that info helpful. I'm not an expert, as I've mentioned several times here. I have been just trying to practice as much as I can and not go on these long rides, and just try to build my confidence back up, because I did get a little rattled there. But yeah, don't let that discourage you. Get out there and keep riding, and leave me a question if you have one down below, and I'll try to get back to you and answer them as best as I can as soon as possible. Subscribe, like. I'll see you guys in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.